few different things. Number one, it's all in the area of perception. So, what is it that we're taking in? What is it that we are inhabiting at this moment? Sitting still, feeling the coolness of the air, the support of the cushion underneath this body, sitting on the floor. So we move in circles where we talk to people about various things, and we hear people describe their experiences in terms of religion, politics, all of these perceptions or received ideas. So how do we know the difference between a perception, a direct perception, and an idea that's been given to us? For example, God, or basic theories of economics, basic theories of right living. So can we perceive basic ideas of right living or of religious ideals sitting alone on a mountaintop or in a forest or by waterfalls? What are we perceiving? That's the question. Is this via an agency? Is this via our genes? Or is it what's actually happening right now? And how do we perceive? How do we decide that even what we're seeing, feeling, hearing is real? So there has to be a stopping. And this is what the stillness is about. This is what retreat is about. We take time out. We stop right in the middle and look and listen and feel what's going on in this body-mind. This area here. And how it connects to the whole system. Not just this system, but the system of the person sitting next to me. The system of my wife who's sitting across the room. The system of my nephews and nieces and people I'm connected to. Because I am influencing them, they're influencing me. How do we tell what's my feeling and what's their feeling? So we have to speak in very precise terms if we want to try to be believable or try to be authentic. I have to speak about my experience. And I have to speak about it in terms that you can understand. I have to speak about it in terms which feel connected. So, basic emotions, basic experiences that we all go through: fear, basic discomfort, anger, attraction, and repulsion. So, what am I feeling right now is always the main question. Okay, so there could be a little fear in exposing myself, revealing myself. Fear I'm going to make a fool of myself. I'm worried about what you think. But all of that's on the other side of experience for me, because really whatever happens doesn't change this experience inside this body, inside this perception. And this perception is where I meet whatever, however it's labeled, however it's approached, however it's explained. It's here. And what does it feel like? Breathing. Sitting. Is there sadness? Yes, sometimes there is. Sadness for people that I've lost, sadness for places that I can't get to, communities that I'm not part of, that were important parts of my life. But that's in the past, and the present is always recreating itself. The present is what's here. The past is what's up here. And this includes all the things that people have told me or said to me that influenced me or gave me permission to use their ideas. It's all stored up here, except for perception, direct perception, which is only now. Direct perception of what it feels like on the floor and with the air and with the sound of the clock ticking. So we're always in the present. We may not be participating in it. And maybe that's what we're going to retreat for. We find that we need to participate in the present more often. We need to be who we truly are. By standing still for a moment, by sitting down and locating our sensations and our feelings and connecting. So what is connecting? Or maybe it's easier to understand in terms of what is blocking connection. We all seek connection. It seems to be number one on everyone's to-do list is connecting with others. Either they feel isolated, or they feel alone, or they feel marginalized. We want to be connected. Whether it's to be understood, whether it's to be heard, whether it's to be acknowledged, whether it's to feel value. Those are all psychological imperatives, if you will. But being connected is its own reward. And there's an indescribable feeling of being grounded when you're connected with what is. It could be an emotion. It could be a person who's looking at you very squarely and really taking you in, really sizing up you in the moment. Not judging you, but checking to see where you're at. And that person can lift this energy level to another energy level by contributing to the present with their presence. So this is what we yearn for connection. And a big part of connection is being present for whatever's happening. So we could get into intellectual pursuits of defining what God is, what God means to me, what reality is, what energy is, all of this stuff. And it seems to be misdirected because we are not feeling what's really happening in this body, particularly in this breathing apparatus that is so powerful. What's called the Dantian or Hara or the power center, bringing the breath down to the area below the belly button and between the the base bone and the belly button is an area of energy. And I mentioned the base of the spine, the way it's connected to the front, the pubic bone. This is all part of the pelvic floor. And this is the basis of which all this structure connects into and rests upon. This framework, this erect spine holding the head up, and all the important organs in between the base of the spine and the top of the skull fall into alignment when we take into account what's going on here. Am I here in this body? Do I feel the cushion? Do I feel my backbone? What is the buzz going on in the belly and the backbone, and how are they connected? Can I feel them connected? And is the breath reaching these areas? Is the breath part of the equation of this buzz, this sensation of backbone and pubic bone, and the space in between, this dynamic area where the sexual energy arises and spreads throughout the body, where we feel grounded and where we feel connected, not just with each other, but with the earth, with the floor, with grounding out, if you will. Whether it's an idea that becomes understood, how it actually relates, and is integrated into the entire being. So it's no longer an idea, it's an experience. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about being in the present, meeting the moment, is integrating experience. So there is no separation between here and there, mind and body. It's all one functioning whole. And this is living in presence. So I've been speaking now for about 14 minutes, starting to reach our maximum exposure, probably. So this is just a test to see how the setting and how the modality of it works for spoken word. And we're speaking about connecting, we're speaking about presence, and we're speaking about sensation in the body and within the power center, breathing all the way down to the power center, all the way down to where the spine, the base of the spine opposes the pubic bone, and the breath reaches all the way down in between, in this cradle of the pelvic floor, where the breath rests naturally. This is the center of breathing, 2 inches below the navel, maybe a little more if you're tall like I am. And so we can rest here. There's energy here, there's a buzz here, there's a sweetness that can be felt, especially the lower half of the body. Can we stay down here and experience? Can we stay down here and perceive directly what is going on at this moment?